Side effects. Fade in. Exterior. TV studios. Evening. A year on from the first identified case of COVID-19, the TV journalists at XTV are curious to see what side effects have been observed and have been experienced now that the vaccines to counteract COVID-19 are in full flow and have been for about 3 months. XTV have set up a town hall type meeting, have invited people who have already been vaccinated but have experienced unusual ailments or side effects as a result. On the stage are hosts of the town hall, Tom and Sheena, and a couple of medical experts, Klaus and Greta, who are ready to invite the audience to their field and questions and concerns.
Good evening, everyone, here and at home. Interesting times we live in. Now that the vaccines are out and being administered, we were curious to see what effects were being felt by those receiving them.
Indeed, Tom. But our curiosity peaked when we heard of an unusual side effect of the vaccine. We sent out our investigative journalists to find more.
There's more than just one or two, but several more, all of whom seem to have fallen through the cracks.
But they're here this evening to tell us of their experiences. Also with us are doctors Klaus Wolfman and Greta Gerber. Both have been deeply involved in the development of one of the vaccines and are very curious about these unusual effects.
Good evening, doctors. Welcome to this town hall. What are you expecting to learn from the folks who have experienced these unexpected side effects?
Let me start first. Is that okay with you, Greta?
Yes, of course, Claude. I know how you get when you're captivating, like on our first date.
Yes, can we discuss that later?
It's always later with you, isn't it?
No. Now, I'm sure we'll get time to discuss that later. Backstage, perhaps?
Yes, of course, Tom. So, yes, back to the discussion. Indeed, we have heard the rumors that some unusual observations have been noticed amongst the general populace.
We didn't see these strange effects in any of the trial patients who have received the vaccine, so both Klaus and I are intrigued.
So to get things going, let's ask one of our audience members to open the discussion. Okay, folks? Who would like to go first?
Both hands go up, and Sheena looks around, picks a member of the audience to go first.
Yes, you. Third row back on the right. Please state your name.
The audience member states her name as Felicity.
Hi, Sheena. I'm Felicity. Hello, Tom and the two doctors. Well, for me, it started about 3 days after vaccination.
Interesting. Not immediately then.
No, after the initial shot, I was fine. Actually felt quite upbeat, quite invincible, really.
Invincible? Well, that is quite normal. We've heard that from quite a few other vaccine recipients.
I remember one person had dreams about being the Hulk, so much so he started dressing up as the Hulk. Very embarrassing for his wife, especially when they went shopping.
Oh, wow.
Especially when it came to paying for the groceries. He would growl quite uncontrollably and scare away the tellers. The store usually lets them go without paying.
Are you sure this wasn't a scam?
It may have been, but we did extensive psychiatric studies on the individual, concentrating on the Hulk syndrome.
What did you find, doctor?
He was quite disturbed, and we think brought on by the vaccine.
Of course, he was an extreme case. Others get it over it in a day and without acting out.
Sorry, Felicity, got a little bit distracted. Please carry on with your effects.
So about 3 days later, I found out I could read other people's thoughts.
You're kidding.
No, not at all.
Are you still able to do that?
Yes, but not as freely. I have to concentrate. Before, I didn't have to.
Sounds like it's wearing off.
So, just as a test, What am I thinking about now?
Really? You want to test me out by seeing what you're thinking? Are you sure?
Well, yes, how else are we to believe you?
Okay. So let me see. Wow, there are some very interesting thoughts you are having about a lady called Sarah. Yes, Sarah. I believe she's a makeup artist that works here. And there are some thoughts about doing something with her, either on or in the vicinity of a photocopier. Is that right?
We do have a makeup artist called Sarah. Wow.
But no, of course not. No, a photocopier, goodness, no.
Are you sure, Tom? You're blushing.
No, just it's the studio lights. Well, thank you, Felicity. That was very interesting.
How very interesting. It's okay, Tom. A photocopier? The mind boggles.
Guys, it's just not true.
Ooh. Sarah, eh?
Not true, Sheena. Can we please move on?
Felicity, do you think your effect is wearing off?
I think so. It's becoming harder to read thoughts.
It's the classic pattern. You'll find in a couple of days your effect will completely wear off.
Oh, thank goodness. Some of the thought I was receiving, well, let's just say, it would make a hooker blush.
That's bad, huh?
Well, thank you for that, Felicity. Who's next? You in the 5th row over to the left. Please tell us your name.
The audience member states his name as Justin.
Hello, Sheena, Tom, Docs. I'm Justin.
Hi, Justin. What's your unusual side effects?
Well, Sheena, about 2 days after receiving the vaccine, I started developing bumps on my forehead.
Ah, the devil syndrome.
What's that, Doc?
So Justin will be developing a couple of horns on his forehead.
You're kidding.
No, Klaus is right. We saw that on a patient in Kenner, Texas.
How long did it take for this horns to develop and then disappear?
Well, about 4 days to develop, and then they fell off after the 6th day. The poor chap rested on the 7th day.
And why did he have to rest?
Poor chap was chased all over Texas for being a so-called antichrist.
I feel sorry for him already. Justin, you may want to go into hiding for the next 8 days.
Listen to him, Justin. It's good advice.
So I'll develop horns in the next couple of days, and then 6 days later, they'll simply fall off.
Yes, just treat it like being in quarantine all over again.
Will they leave a mark after they fall off?
No, not really. You'll just have 2 circles where the horns were. It will look like you've a sunburned, but the marks will disappear over time.
Great. Okay, I'm off.
We have a car waiting for you outside.
Thanks. Bye, y'all. Gotta go.
Take care, Justin. Come back and tell us how it's going. Bye.
Oh, well, there he goes. Don't worry, we have a safe house for him.
Okay, who's next? You in the 7th row in the middle. What's your story? Well, first of all, what's your name?
The audience member states her name as Susie.
Hi, Sheena, Tom, and of course, both the doctors. I'm Susie. So for me, it's a little embarrassing.
We're here to make you comfortable. We're not syndicated. Whatever you tell us, we'll only stay in this state.
No, well, okay then. So after a couple of days after getting the vaccine, I felt something strange in the small of my back.
Well, my dear, I have heard reports from others stating the same.
Thanks, Doc, but I asked my boyfriend whether he could see anything. He told me I had grown a little lamb's tail.
A lamb's tail?
Yes.
Well, how did he know it was a lamb's tail? It could have been a deer tail or a rabbit's tail.
Well, we looked up tails on Google and did a comparison, and it was most definitely a lamb's tail.
Highly unusual. Wouldn't you agree, Klaus?
Oh, yes, Greta. The feelings that people have reported in the small of the back have just been that, feelings. But nothing came of it. Most certainly not a tail.
I have heard of people reporting bushy tail growth, but never a lamb's tail.
Well, so doctor, what am I to make of my condition?
I do have a question. Did the tail appear in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail?
Oh, nice one, Klaus.
I see the connection. But I don't think that we should be making light of Susie's condition.
No, you are right. Well, Susie, I don't think you have anything to worry about. The tail should fall off without leaving any trace after about 3 days.
Oh, but doctor, it is really uncomfortable.
How so, Susie?
Well, it's really hard to wear pants, clothes in general. Any suggestions?
Well, if I have to step in here, Susie, we have a wardrobe department here at the station. And I am sure if we take you around the back, the folks that do our costumes can attend to your needs.
Oh, thank you, Sheena. That would be most helpful.
Whatever you need, we'll make sure you have something to see you through the next few days.
Okay, then. Thanks for all your help.
That's what we like to see, a happy face. Okay, who's next? You there in the front row, what's your name?
The audience member states his name as George.
Hello, my name is George.
Hello, George, what's your story?
So for me, it literally started the evening after I got the vaccine. I went to bed about 10 p.m. feeling great. I had a really good night's sleep and got up about 8 a.m.
Sounds like a good night's sleep then.
Yeah, it was. But when I got up, I had only 4 fingers on my left hand and 6 on the other. I was quite freaked out.
Ah, yes, the digit transfer syndrome. It's very rare. I have not seen a case of that. Have you, Klaus?
No, never. I have no information about it from a personal experience. However, I have read about 1 or 2 cases. You're right, Greta. It is a rare occurrence.
So doctors, what can poor George expect?
Well, from the reported cases, the syndrome lasts for about a week, then the reverse happens.
Is that exactly a week or an estimate?
Well, this is not an exact science.
I gotta know, Doc. I can't even use my gloves. It's so damn cold outside.
I do empathize, George. If you'd like, we can go get our seamstress to chop off a finger. Chop off the right glove. I'm sorry. Chop a finger off the right glove and sew it onto the left glove.
Well, that won't work. It's the other way around.
Of course, we can do that also. You don't mind?
Not at all. Keeps my hands warm. I'm all for it.
You don't mind your gloves being altered then?
Well, you never know. If the same thing happens again after the second shot, I'm all set.
Way to be positive, George. Okay, who's next? You about 2/3 of the way up. Over there on the right. What's your name?
Hello, Sheena. My name is Crystal.
Hello, Crystal. What was your side effect?
After the second shot a couple of days ago.
You've had a second shot?
Yes.
Congratulations. Please continue.
So the day after I started to throw up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
The strange thing is, I threw up subs.
I don't understand.
Subway subs, perfectly formed. Even the cheese in them was preheated.
How many subs did you throw up?
12.
Did you have a Subway sub the night before?
That's the weird thing. I had eaten a sub about a week and a half ago, a foot long one. What came out was perfectly formed subs, 12 of them, each an inch long and the same type as I had eaten.
It's in the door.
Oh my goodness. Do you have any advice for Crystal?
It sounds like the reconstitution effect of the vaccine. The second shot is a booster, and so reconstitutes the shot one's immunization effect. What do you think, Greta?
This is a highly unusual case. I have only heard of one other case, and that was in China.
So what happened, doctor?
Well, in that case, also after the second shot, the subject was sewing up perfectly formed chicken dumplings, which she had consumed a couple of weeks previous.
So it seems to reconstitute the cuisine of the country where the shot was administered. Very interesting.
Yes, isn't it?
What do I do?
No need to worry. I'm assuming you haven't experienced the same effect since then.
No, I feel great now.
And what did you do with the subs?
Well, I kept them in the fridge just in case someone wanted to examine them.
There's no need, my dear. What did the Chinese lady do with her dumplings?
Oh, she serves them at the next meal. She said she didn't want to waste good food.
You're kidding.
No, apparently they were very tasty.
Well, it's just gets weirder and weirder. So Crystal, what are you going to do with your subs?
I don't think I'm as brave as the Chinese lady. Perhaps I'll caramelize them and put them up for display.
I really don't blame you, Crystal. Enjoy your displays. Okay, who's next? You in the third row over there on the right. What's your name?
The audience member states her name as Pamela.
Hi, everyone. My name is Pamela.
Hi, Pamela. What was your side effect?
Well, Sheena, for me, it was a welcome change.
Really? Tell us about it.
For me, it was a real boon.
Really?
Oh, yes. My breasts have grown a couple of sizes.
Oh, how do you feel about that?
Oh, happy as happy can be. The husband is thrilled.
So, doctors, do you have any comments?
I'm very happy for you, Pamela, is it?
Yes, doctor.
What is your question, Pamela?
Well, to be honest, I don't want to go back to pre-vaccine breasts. How do I do that?
I have not heard nor read of your particular effect. Have you, Greta?
Well, actually, I have a case, but I thought that I was the only one.
I noticed something different about you.
At my age, it was a most surprising welcome.
Oh, that's amazing, Doc. Is your change permanent? The reason I'm asking is I'd like mine to be permanent also.
It's too soon to tell, Pamela. I'm not saying it's a permanent, but it's been about a month now.
That's great. Congratulations, Doc.
Well, let's not count our double D cups just yet.
So, how have you maintained your condition, Doc?
I have been experimenting with ginseng, several vitamin combinations, and tons of fruit.
Interesting. So, doctor, can we get Pamela to consult with you as you two seem to be the only ones in the planet who have experienced this?
Of course. I'll let you have the details after the show, Pamela.
Thanks, doctor, for myself and my husband.
Well, there you have it. We've heard about 5 side effects. Thankfully, most are temporary, but one surprisingly welcome one.
Yes, Tom, some very interesting side effects. Seems like a bit of a lottery as to see what one ends up with.
What are you hoping for?
Oh, to be honest, Tom, nothing. Just give me the vaccine. I'll take being ill for a day or so and then be protected.
Yeah, me too. We'd like to thank our two doctor guests for the advice.
It was wonderful to be here and giving advice to some very concerned people. Thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed. It was a wonderful thing to be here to help out.
Okay, folks, that's all we have time for at this town hall. Thank you for joining us, and I hope we've allayed some of your fears.
So it's goodbye from Sheena and it's goodbye from me. Until next time, stay safe and get vaccinated.
Fade out. The end.